Here we are in another creepy cemetery. Or the grave robbers getting in. This one also has skulls and bones along the walls.
There's lots of tours of all people wearing black. So we're wandering around yet another cemetery. We are in Greyfriars Cemetery, and right behind me is what people believe is the inspiration for Tom Riddle's name in Harry Potter. There's a lot of Harry Potter references in this cemetery. There's McGonagall, Tom Riddle, Potter, Black. There's a lot of references, and I mean, she did write a lot of it here. So who knows? But right here behind me, if you're going to come here, it's in the behind the flooded wall section, hidden in the back corner. What did you do?
Just took you into the main street of Edinburgh, and you're like, let's go here, let's go here.
The memories. The memories of this night.
I'd like you to remember that we have a car here.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna walk it off. Good morning. It's our last full day in Scotland today. And then we go to Paris, and now we've just learned that Paris, it's 36 degrees, and I only pack Spirit jerseys for Disney.
I packed a t-shirt.
It's all over. As I was saying before, it's our last full day in Edinburgh. Or in Scotland, really. So we've decided we're going to go and do some touristy shit in actual Edinburgh and some last minute shopping. Not that we have any space in our bags.
Okay, we're shopping, make space.
Yeah. So we are, we're going to try and go and find the hop on hop off bus and just do a day of like just cruising around, having a look, sit up the top, listen to the headphones, get some information.
Top.
Oh yeah, there's a heat wave going on here, and of course our rooms have no air conditioning, and it's so hot in there. Oh my god, I was like cooked.
I mean, I sleep in the car tonight.
It's so, even in the hallway it's much cooler. It's like we have the heater on, but we don't. It's really, it's insane. Anyway, so we're gonna go do that. Then tonight we've got a walking tour, City of the Dead, which was featured on Men in Kilts, and funnily enough, on one of my Men in Kilts videos, the man that was in the episode commented, so we're going to go do the tour tonight, his tour, and we'll see how that goes. So, very excited.
Can't believe it was a walking tour.
I know. On the
hour
mile.
and 45 minutes.
On the mile like this, but that'll be alright, we'll be fine. And then we go to Paris tomorrow, about lunchtime, and that's where it's 36 degrees. No, the next day when we're at Disneyland, it's 36 degrees. And I only bought Spirit jerseys.
You just might not have to be Disney for the day.
Yeah, I won't be at this point. My God.
Right, the street we're in just now is called the Cowgate, hence the cow. You close from the George Bridge behind you up there, to the South Bridge in front of you down there. And this used to be the poorest area to live in. We told our citizens, if you have no money, you can live in here for free. That might sound nice, it really wasn't. This area was meant to hold about 3,000 people, but ended up holding over 7,500, far too many. Disease down here was epidemic, amongst it typhus and cholera, and it got so bad down here that at one point your life expectancy in the street was less than 6 months. Now today the county is a mixture of hotels, hostels, Airbnbs and student accommodation, so it's still technically a hellhole. If you lived in areas like this, you'd eat a mainly vegetarian diet. Vegetables were cheap and you could get them and grow them in boxes along the window ledges. Fresh red bloody meat was so expensive you couldn't afford it. Well, you couldn't afford to buy what we called second quality meat, and that's offcuts from the butchers that were about a week to 10 days old. They were grey and pretty nasty. If you wanted to buy meat that was fresher and affordable, you could approach the butchers and buy freshly roasted rats, or buy fresh rats in soups and stews. Now, it might sound revolting, but rat meat is commonly eaten across the world. It's nutritious, it's plentiful, and it's extremely easy to grow. Don't knock it till you've tried it. More importantly, the buildings on that side, up and down, all the way up and down, that's all student accommodation. This is why it looks so shitty. Come this way. Come in closer.
You cannot see shit.
The worst thing is you get something on camera afterwards.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I don't go through the footage she does, so
Yeah.
I won't see it.
Oh no, you will.
No.
Yeah.
We decided quickly people wouldn't want to live down here, it gets very wet and cold, so we wanted to use them for storage. The first people to come down here was a company from Edinburgh called Rutherford's, and they specialised in the manufacture of whiskey and brandy. There's 2 whiskey barrels sitting right there. And please ignore the barrels are replica barrels. They are not originals. These have been put down here to remind you all what this room would have looked like. We call them dramatic impact. Rather sadly, we also call them empty. That company only stayed here about a year and a half. They realised anything they left down here was rotting, so they left. So we had a big bridge that was empty, and the place at Edinburgh that was a waste of space. We wanted to use it to store something else. People. Edinburgh was becoming larger and larger, more and more wealthy, and we realised that we didn't want our per population anymore. Guys, these people were ugly, dirty and smelly, and we just wanted to get rid of them. We started to pass laws to force men, women and children to live in rooms like these. Now, one of those laws was 4 basic rules. If you live in Edinburgh, you must obey 4 rules. You must have money in your pocket, money in the bank, a place to work, and a place to live. That's the rules in Edinburgh. If you broke the rules, you broke the law. If you broke the law, you were arrested, and we could find you, taken to the central prison on the Royal Mile, and inside those walls you would be executed. There was a point this wonderful city of Edinburgh was witnessing up to 200 public executions a day. Our locals were being slaughtered, and they chose to hide in places like this. Now in Edinburgh today there's 5 of these giant bridges. They're all now hidden inside the walls of the buildings that surround them. They've all vanished. But there is 5. This is the biggest one. Because there were so many people inside this particular bridge, we had to cut the rooms into separate floors. The chamber we're standing in just now should contain 3.
Oh yeah, it's much better.
Right guys, come in a bit closer please.
So the second part of the city of the double undead, something like double dead, I don't know. Second part. So the first part is in the vaults and underground vaults and catacombs of Edinburgh. The second part is in Greyfriars graveyard. I can't breathe and talk either. Greyfriars graveyard.
Only over there.
It's just there. It's actually not as far as what we thought, because like anyone that's been to Edinburgh knows that it is like,
Yeah, it's hills.
it's hills upon hills, and you know they've dug into the ground, they've gone up.
And you can go on stairs and they know where they are.
Yeah, they do. They go upstairs and they know where they're going. So, cheers. Tour groups are a big thing at the moment. All right.
So we have just finished doing the City of the Dead double tour, and the double dead tour. The second part of it, you actually go back here. Now this is the only tour group that have the access to the Covenanters area.
Covenanters prison
of the cemetery. So it's the only tour group that you get to go into here. Now this is also the home of the Mackenzie poltergeist. Now this is apparently one of the most active out there poltergeists. I, good old guinea pig, got chosen to go through first and had to walk up to the 2 trees here, 10 feet past them. I was shitting myself, to say the least. So at the start of the tour, you go under the ground into the vaults, into the South Bridge. It's like a rat den. It's insane. And the amount of people that lived in there was insane. Absolutely insane. So it's roughly the height of, say this entire this entire gate. But that's 3 levels.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually 3 whole levels. So we've had a change up.
Yeah.
The camera keeps going really dark, and it's weird that that's also happening right here at the gates.
Yes, because it doesn't happen
any other time. It hasn't happened throughout any of our other filming, and we haven't moved.
And it's only since we started filming here. But when we first started filming here, it was normal, and then the camera actually went dark. We watched ourselves, but I didn't actually see it happen.
I was watching it go dark. So make of that what you will.
Yep.
Anyway.
Coincidence or whatever.
Creepy.
Yeah.
So at the start, like we said, you go, and it's insane how many people they had living in there. You walk through, there's obviously different ladders and levels. Not something that if you can't walk through, you're definitely not going to make it on that section of the tour. So that's a bit disappointing for you guys if you can't do that. But if you can, please, highly recommend it. It was fantastic. Our tour guide was the funniest, most hilarious tour guide I think we've ever had on any sort of tour.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
Yes.
He made sure everybody was happy, everybody was comfortable. He talked so much, he had so much information. You could ask questions and rapid fire answers were coming.
And he was quick and witty as well.
Yes.
He was very, very quick and witty.
Definitely. If you have a good sense of humour, you're going to love this tour. 10 out of 10. Absolutely one of my most favourite things that we've ever done, and especially here in Edinburgh. Definitely come and do it.
A must-see.
Must-see, definitely. I don't want to do too much spoilers, but definitely.
We got some little tidbits, but...
Yeah, we didn't film the whole thing because, one, I don't know if we're allowed to film the whole thing. We did film bits and pieces, but do it for yourself. It's a better experience to come and do it than watch it. And I know that's hard for some people because it's across the world for a lot of people, but put it on your bucket list. 100% on your bucket list. I also want to add a very big hello and a shout out to Mary, who was on the tour with us. Mary from Washington. It was such a pleasure to meet you, and I really hope you have enjoyed your stay in Edinburgh. It was amazing to talk to somebody else that is a part of my little Outlander YouTube community here, and to meet you in person was fantastic. So thank you for coming up and saying hello. That made my day. It was so nice. Thank you. This is the one. Do both. Highly, highly worth it.